All right. So we're back. We parked by El Toro, across from the Saddleback church. We were here about 4 months ago, and now we're back to see what it looks like since it's been raining. Might be a little greener. It is a little greener. It is greener than it was the last time we were here. See Aliso Creek Bike Trail right across from the Saddleback Church in Lake Forest. Last time we were here, this creek bed was completely dry. But since there's been rain, there's now water. But there should be a spot where we can cross without getting wet. Because this creek comes out of the mountains. Excuse me, this creek comes out of the Saddleback Mountains, so since it rained pretty good, about a month or so, it rained really good. So there's still a lot of water up in those mountains. They need to find a crossing spot. Have you found a crossing spot, Milli? Let's see what we can do. Right there. That looks like a good crossing spot. Shouldn't get too wet. I think I can use those rocks. Okay, I think we found a spot where we can cross. Right here. Ready? Right here. We can cross right here. Cross right about here. Right about here. All right, let's go. Come on, come on. We're almost across. Yeah, it's a really short creek. And now, remember, had a hard time coming down here last time, but now we're going up. Up is easier. Should be easier. That's where my flexibility exercises have helped tremendously. Come on, Milli. Oh, come on. Just, oops. Come on. other side. It wasn't too bad. Millie will need a bath. I just realized Millie will need a bath. Because she got wet and then she got a little muddy. Yeah, gonna be a little muddy, aren't you? Alright, so we're on the other side. So the trail on the other side is a easier, better trail for walking dogs because less bikes use that trail. Some mountain bikes, but the Aliso Creek Trail on the other side gets a lot of bicycle traffic and hikers and joggers. This side, the gravel side, near Saddleback, not far from Saddleback Church or next to it. This side has very little traffic. Some bikes come down it. I used to ride my mountain bike up and down here, so it gets some traffic, but not nearly what the other side gets. Oh yeah, it is greener too. I see it is greener than it was last time. Definitely a lot greener. Cool. Yeah, last time we took this trail in the summertime, it was all brown. Everything was brown. Waiting for the rain. Since there's been a lot of rain, now it's all green. Well, we've already come up a little ways. Not too much higher from here. That was not California. That was not California 241 tollway. We crossed under. That was Marguerite. Where it crosses Marguerite. Where Marguerite crosses Aliso Creek. And it ends at Saddleback Church. So we were actually under Marguerite. Not the tollway. Pardon me for that little faux pas, whatever you want to call it. That actually, that misinformation. Yeah, that's Marguerite over there. El Toro over there. And that's the 241 tollway over there. Once upon a time, we continued up that trail for miles. But that's when we were younger. And you always got to be careful. But if you cross it over the other side of the tollway, you can take a turn and go over towards the Oakley building, which is less than a mile that way. So we used to do that, but we're not going to do that this time. We're both a little older. And instead we're going to walk out along the trail the part that goes near the Saddleback Church in Marguerite. We're going to walk across that way. Kind of what we did last time anyway. Well, she's drying up, but she's looking dirty. Sorry, Millie, you will get a bath later. That's the dirtiest I've seen her in a long time. One of the dogs we had in Illinois, his name was Sparky, loved to lay in the mud on a hot day and was always looking like that. Have to give him baths all the time. But this first time Millie's been like this in a very long time. Now she doesn't mind. She doesn't mind baths too much. A little bit, but it's not too bad. She's pretty good about letting me bathe her. If you're a sound freak and you like to put on your earbuds and take in all the sounds, this is a good spot because it's got a really good mix of nature sounds and traffic and people. It's got a really good mix of all kinds of different kinds of sounds, which if this guy this narrator would shut up for a few minutes, give you a chance to appreciate the nice mix of urban and nature sounds. There's where we came across under Marguerite, as it turns out. There is an occasional mountain biker on this trail. It's just a fun trail to take a mountain bike on, as I had done a few times in the past when I lived up here closer. I would take my mountain bike up here. So it's a good trail for that. Still a lot less traffic than the other one. This time of year you get a nice mix of wildflowers and plenty of bees and butterflies. Look at these. Kind of cool. Not sure what they are. Tiny flowers. All those seeds waiting for the next rains probably, and then there'll be a bunch more stuff growing out here. They're predicting more rain coming up. Zoom back out. We're parked down across there on the other side of the creek. And there's the main sanctuary of Saddleback Church. Come back out. Even this cactus looks greener now. Three mountain bikes that time. Up in the hills above, over there towards Whiting Ranch, very popular for extreme mountain biking. There's some trails that are quite a challenge. I like to go up there and try them out. A lot cooler this weekend. Excuse me, a lot cooler this weekend. I'd say it's about 65 right now. We'll be turning around here in a minute. Mostly native vegetation down here. There are a few imports from people who came from the east to settle here 100 years ago. But most of this vegetation right here is native to this climate. So it knows how to hang in there during the dry season and wait patiently for the next wet season to arrive, rainy season. And when it rains, that's their time to shine and enjoy life for a few months until they go dormant again in the summer. That's what they call the Mediterranean climate. Alright, we're coming to the point where we turned around last time. Now, I'm not sure that's native right there. Looks like that may have been imported from somewhere else. It's hard to tell sometimes what's native and what's not. What I'm sure a botanist or someone of the sort could tell us. Be an interesting tour to take sometime. They have those sometimes on these trails where an expert will take you along the trail and tell you, describe the native vegetation and point out what's not native vegetation that came from other parts of the country or even other parts of the world. like the eucalyptus trees that came from Australia, and the palm trees that were imported from Mexico in the 1800s, I believe, maybe even 1700s, was when palm trees were imported from Mexico, or that variety of palm trees. So some of this stuff comes from other parts of the world. What makes it nice is you don't have to take a really long hike to get to this place. This parking is nearby. Alright, zoom back out. We're about to turn around. Unless you want to keep going some more this way. We turned around about somewhere around here last time. Not only is it a lot greener, but there's a lot more birds. Or you can hear them anyway. Now that is definitely came from back east. Could have even originated in Europe. A lot of the common weeds, and the thing is, people don't appreciate common weeds, but when they're green, as long as they don't hurt anybody, they're good to look at, and they supply oxygen, so not so bad. And of course, all of that grass is definitely not native to California. All that stuff grows in when it rains. These trails continue all along Aliso Creek. Not necessarily the gravel trail, that ends in a mile or so, maybe 2. But the paved trail, Aliso Creek Bike Trail, follows Aliso Creek all the way down to Laguna Niguel. From one end to the other. I think I measured it once because I rode my bike on it once and had a odometer. From one end of the Aliso Creek Bike Trail to the other was 13.5 miles. Or what would that be in kilometers? 13.5. About 21 or 22 kilometers. A decent ride, especially if you do it as a round trip. The round trip obviously would be twice 27 miles, or about 43 kilometers. But we're not going 13 miles today, because we don't walk that far. Our record walk for back when Milli was much younger, she's going on 16 now. Our record walk together was almost 10 miles. But we're good with a couple miles these days. Yeah, I think there's a good turnaround spot right up there. It really is pretty nice that you can take in nature and still be in the middle of an urban environment. A lot of locations like that around here. One of the reasons why Orange County is so popular. You're never too far from nature, even if you're living in a fairly congested neighborhood or apartment complex or a condo complex or whatever urban environment or suburban environment. You're still never far from nature, which is one of the things, as I said, that makes Orange County, California such a popular place to visit and live in. A lot of cacti on that hill over there. Now those palm trees right there are a different variety. Those are the ones you tend to see tropical places like Florida or Caribbean. Obviously planted by people for aesthetic purposes. Alright, we're about to head back up and head back. But hold on. So a little ways up there, this trail actually passes underneath Rancho Santa Margarita Parkway and continues into Lake Forest for a ways. And the paved side, as I mentioned, goes all the way to Laguna Niguel, which is, I'd say, another 8 miles that way towards the ocean. So we're going to turn around right here. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, Millie. I bumped indoors. Alright, we're heading back now. Milli sees the bridge right up there. Marguerite right up there. Where we're going to cross back over the creek. And back to the car. I hear a dog. Mount San Antonio, or Old Saddleback as they call it, is the one on the right, and Majestica Peak is the one on the left, up there in the Saddleback Mountains, and that's the 241 tollway. And the other side of Marguerite, where it ends at Saddleback Church over there. So that's where we've been. And we went up there ways too. And now we're going back this way. And zoom back out. Over here. Whoop. Careful where how you jump. Time you're jumping good. Smell something interesting there. Not sure what. That's the parking lot over there where we're parked. Just got across the creek and almost there. Plenty of water and more food. Let's see. Okay, we need to be careful right here because this is where it's kind of a little bit of a right, just a little bit of steepness right there. So I think I'm going to pause this camera and pick Millie up so she doesn't slip going down there. Unless you think you can go down that way, or you want me to carry you? I should probably carry you. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. There we go. She's like, she's not used to being carried. And if I carry her down there, I gotta be careful where I step. So maybe I should have gone down first. Okay, right there. I see the spot I need to step on. Right there. This is where my flexibility exercises make a huge difference. I would not have tried to do that like 4 months ago before I started doing the flexibility exercises, so they have helped. Now I need just a couple more steps down. Couple more steps down. And right there. And we made it. And I'll sit down, Millie. And we can cross. We can cross the water right there. That wasn't so bad. And we're back at the creek. Aliso Creek. Underneath Marguerite. Just below Saddleback Church in Lake Forest, California. All right, we got a good crossing spot. It's really shallow. Only a few inches deep in the deepest places. So it's fairly shallow. Huh. She's having a drink. Yeah, same water that probably deer are drinking from upstream, up in the mountains. Probably pretty good water coming out of the mountains. And we have fresh water in the car. And it was a nice cool day. mid-60s Fahrenheit, or about 19-20 degrees centigrade, Celsius. So, pretty nice day. Ready? Ready to head back to the car? Or you want to drink some more? We have more water in the car, you know. Ready? It's been a while since you walked in a creek that has water in it. Like, wait a minute, there's water in this creek. Can you make it, or you need me to carry you? You can make it, come on. It's not very deep. Her vision's not as good as it used to be. She's almost 16, so she may not realize that it's not very deep. You'll make it. See? It's not deep at all. See? There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Alright, now we can head back to the car. Right up there. So I hope some of you, well, all of you, those who watch, enjoy this video. We're going to get back home, have lunch, and Millie's going to have a bath. So again, at Aliso Creek, below Marguerite Road Bridge, just off between El Toro and Saddleback Church. A beautiful day. And we're going to be heading out. Millie says, I can't wait for my bath. Right, Millie? Alright. Bye. Alright.